blessed Friday afternoon to all of you. I hope that you had the opportunity this morning to watch our first family devotion video. Um, a couple things I've learned here about YouTube. First of all is that whenever you post a video and you just get that thumbnail shot of the person giving the video, it's always the worst. It's always the worst photograph possible. It's right when my face is looking so odd, or I'm right in the middle of saying something. So please don't worry about that. If I look angry or silly or whatever, it's not my fault. It's YouTube's fault. But I hope that it was good and was edifying for you. I do know that I promised, or my goal, which I told you in that welcome video, was to keep the family devotions to no more than 10 minutes and hopefully less. And then our first one today was almost 20 minutes. So I apologize for that. I think as I go, as I'm starting to learn a little more about the timing, I should be able to get that to 10 minutes, and we'll get it to less than 10 minutes. Hopefully sooner rather than later. I don't know, I was looking back over the welcome video, and I don't think I made it clear. The family devotions, a new one will be posted for Tuesday through Friday each week. And so our next family devotion will be available on Tuesday morning next week. The purpose of this video is to give you more devotional resources that are very, very helpful, that can really help deepen your daily devotions, the devotions that you have on your own, as you continue to have devotions and make them a daily part of your life. So we had talked about the hymnal, first of all, and this morning, for example, we used page 295 in the hymnal, which is Daily Prayer for Individuals and Families, morning, the morning order of worship, and I hope you can see this. I wanted to mention to you that pages 294 to 298 in the hymnal, that is the morning, noon, afternoon, and close of day orders of worship. The CPH, what they have done is they have made laminated cards, and I'll hopefully have this where you can see it. This is those 4 pages from the hymnal laminated, and you can see here, hopefully, that the order for, let's see, what do we have? So there's the morning here, the noon prayer, early afternoon, and close of day. They're all right here in this laminated card. And I have 35 of these. If you would like one, if you do not have a hymnal, or even if you do have a hymnal but want to just have these as a convenient thing to look at, they're very good, and 35 of them. If you would like one, please contact me, and we will get them to you in one way or another. The big one here that I highly recommend is the Treasury of Daily Prayer. This is also from CPH, and you'll notice that this one is very large, very thick. It is normally $50.99 at CPH. Right now it is on sale for $34.99. So it is an investment, but it is very worthwhile. You won't regret it if you can get one of these. The way this works, there are two main things. In the middle of the Treasury of Daily Prayer are all the different orders of worship from the hymnal that we will be using. So you have that here. And also, I'll say a little bit about the lectionary. Every Sunday we have appointed readings for whatever Sunday of the church year. There is the introit, the collect of the day, Old Testament, epistle, and Holy Gospel readings. Those change from Sunday to Sunday to reflect the theme of the church year, the day in the church year that it is, the Sunday. There is also a daily lectionary, so that there are 2 readings for each day of the year, as well as psalms and collects. What this has in it then is, for every day of the year, you can find the date, and it has right here for you the psalm, a reading from the Old Testament and a reading from the New Testament, prayers. There are writings from Luther, commentary from Luther, readings from short readings from the Lutheran confessions, all here for you. So, and we will follow that daily lectionary sometimes. Other times I will pick readings that I would like to go through with you. But that's what this does. Now, the one thing I will say, and again, you can't beat the Treasury of Daily Prayer as a devotional resource. One of the challenges is that when you have a resource like this, and I'll point out, if you can see all these lovely bookmarker ribbons, these make the $34.99 worth it in and of itself. But these are here because there are different places that you need to be during the devotion. So, for example, I would have one of these ribbons to mark the order of worship I'm following. And then when the order of worship says that a psalm would be sung here, or a reading would be here, then you have another ribbon that gets you to the day of the year that it is, so that you can have those readings and psalms right there for you. But what ends up happening is you have to go from one to the other, and you end up having to flip a little bit while you're doing the devotion. I'll tell you this, though, that once you get used to it, and they have instructions in the Treasury at the beginning on how to use those ribbon markers, and so it's not difficult, and once you get the hang of it, it really is second nature. But I wanted to let you know about an app that is called Pray Now, and I hope you can see that. This app is a wonderful thing because it is this on your phone. And the great thing about Pray Now is that, let me see if I can find it on my phone. So when you open up the app, and you can choose which order of devotional service you want to follow. So for this one, I'm going to hit morning prayer. And so I don't know how well you can see it, but up here at the top, this is the order that we're going to be following. And you can have it set up so that when you come to that part where the order of worship says, here is where a hymn, or here is where the psalm, or here is where a reading will be, you can make it so that as you go through, you don't have to flip back and forth. It inserts the daily readings and prayers in there for you, so that there is no interruption and flipping back and forth between pages. So it is available for $8.99 at both the Apple App Store and for Android devices, the Google Play as well. So if you'd like to have that for your tablet or your phone, a wonderful resource that really simplifies things. Next, I want to tell you, as you would expect a good pastor to do, is to mention Luther's Small Catechism. This is the latest edition, the 2017 edition of the Small Catechism of Dr. Luther from CPH. It is really, really good, of course. It is available for $15.99 at CPH. And the the catechism, the way it is set up is you've got the text of the catechism itself, what Luther wrote. And that takes up about the first 40 or so pages. And then, so that's this. And then this large section, the latter half, this is the explanation of the catechism. So this goes through and further explains what Luther teaches here and shows you the scripture that prove why we believe, teach, and confess about the different doctrines of the Christian faith. So, very good to have. Very, very good to have. And there is another app for this. If you would like to have the 2017 edition of the Small Catechism, you can find it at the Apple App Store, or again, the Google Play, depending on whether you have Android or an Apple device. And you can get this app for free. You can download it. Make sure you find this thumbnail with the CPH on it when you search for Luther's Small Catechism. And you can get it for free, but there is one in-app purchase. So if you download the free version, it will tell you, it'll give you just what's in the first 40 pages, the Small Catechism itself. It will give you the option, if you want to pay an additional $8.99, then it will give you the explanation. The large part here will be available then as well. So again, get it from the App Store at Google Play or Apple, their App Store. And yeah, another great resource to have there on your tablet or your cell phone. So I recommend that also. So as you're learning to memorize the catechism, you can have it on your phone right there, the first commandment. Yeah, we should fear, love, and trust in God above all things, and have it right there. So I encourage you, if you do not have a copy of the catechism, to consider that. The final thing, we always say that the three books that should be in every Lutheran household are the Bible, the hymnal, and then the Lutheran Confessions, or the Book of Concord. This is available at CPH for $34.99. Again, it is an investment, but a very good one. It is the collection of writings from our Lutheran forefathers that were written from 1530 all the way to 1577, and then in 1580 they were all put together into one volume. And so if you want to know what we believe, teach, and confess as Lutherans, what it is to be a Lutheran, this is where you find that. It is, well, I can't really find the words to describe it other than it's just awesome. It really is awesome. And you can just dig and dig and dig, and just wonderful writings, and so informative, and how we understand the scripture, and that this is the proper explanation and exposition of the scripture. Let me see. It's called the Reader's Edition, and I will, by the way, post links to all of these. The Reader's Edition, what that means is that CPH has added a lot of material in there to be of interest to the reader in terms of commentary on important people, important dates, giving history, the historical context of the documents, and a lot about the Lutheran Reformation itself. It is also a little bit easier to read than some of the earlier translations. This is based on an earlier translation, but it makes the wording and the sentence structure a little bit easier to read and more understandable. So it is a great thing, wonderful resource, and I highly recommend it to you. I believe that is all that I had for you. If you have any questions, please call me as always, or shoot me an email or a text, and I will see if I can get these links up to these different resources for you. If I can't figure it out how to do that for this YouTube video, I'll be sure to post that on Facebook for you. So we'll look forward to seeing you Tuesday morning next week for our next family devotion. God's peace be with you. We'll also be posting the audio of the service for Sunday. I'm going to be doing the Bible class. Adult Bible class will be at 9 o'clock Sunday morning as usual via Facebook Live. Last Sunday it didn't work because I was behind on the learning curve. I thought I had it figured out, but I didn't. This time, I've had plenty of time to practice. I feel like an expert in social media now. There's absolutely no way we'll have any glitches because technology is my friend. So we'll look forward to interacting here again soon. God's peace be with you.